120 miles, one scooter, two backpacks, and the endless promise of the open road. The journey from the pulse of Saigon to the serene sand dunes of Mui Ne is an adventure etched into Vietnam's landscape, a tale told through winding highways, coastal breezes, and the joyful hum of exploration. Here's what it feels like to chase freedom beneath the vast, ever-changing sky. We begin amid Saigon's morning bustle, where the city wakes up in a kaleidoscope of sound. Before the engines roar, there's preparation, packing just the essentials into two sturdy backpacks, changes of clothes, rain ponchos for those sudden cloudbursts, sunblock, and a printed map, because cell service can be spotty on the most scenic stretches. Helmets are checked for a snug fit, water bottles filled, and the scooter is fueled up at dawn, when the air is still cool and the traffic hasn't yet thickened. With anticipation mingling with the scent of fresh banh mi, we set out onto the open road. The first stretch is a gentle flirtation with highway life, a mix of anticipation and nerves. There's the initial challenge, weaving out of Saigon's urban arteries, following a river of motorbikes all headed for their own destinations. The rhythm settles in. Soon, the high-rise buildings fade and are replaced by endless green rice paddies, workers in conical hats bent over their morning tasks. It's here we find our first stop, a roadside cafe shaded beneath a patchwork of blue tarps. Vietnamese roadside coffee, served over ice and with a generous helping of condensed milk, is an essential ritual. The world slows for a moment, the caffeine sharp and sweet, a taste that seems to sharpen the colors of the countryside. Back on the scooter, we chase the sun along Highway 1. The ride isn't merely a journey from point A to point B, it's a tapestry of vignettes, each unfolding just outside the helmet's visor. There are fishing villages, visible in bursts of turquoise and rust-red nets. Vendors wave by the shoulder, selling piles of dragon fruit and mangosteen. Occasionally, the road narrows and hugs a sparkling coastline. Here, the urge to pause is irresistible. We pull over near a cluster of fishing boats, bobbing gently in the bay. Local seafood shacks offer grilled squid, bursting with salt and smoke flavor, and tangy green mango salad. The quiet conversation with other travelers and the occasional stray dog reinforce the sense that life truly happens in these small, unplanned stops. Venturing further, the scenery changes again. We find ourselves skimming past dazzling white salt fields, spread like mirrors beneath the blinding midday sun. Workers in wide-brimmed hats gather and rake the salt into pyramids, their movements rhythmic and careful. The air tastes faintly of brine. The world here is reduced to stark contrasts: blue sky, white salt, green rice, and the gentle rumble of the motorbike. It's a reminder of the elements: earth, water, sun, and salt, woven into the fabric of Vietnam's countryside. As we ride on, the landscape morphs once more. The approach to Mui Ne is unmistakable, signaled by the first sight of rolling sand dunes rising from the horizon, golden against a cobalt sky. The excitement is palpable. The end of the journey is within sight, but it's crowned not by city lights but by the wild, unspoiled beauty of nature. Arriving at the dunes, we park the scooter and climb to the highest ridge. The world stretches in every direction, a patchwork of ocean, villages, and wave-shaped valleys of sand. The sun begins to dip, casting long shadows that turn the sand to living gold. Mui Ne is not only famed for its dunes but also for its laid-back hospitality. For a well-earned rest, a range of guest houses and hostels line the coastal road, from backpacker favorites to quiet beach bungalows. We choose a modest spot overlooking the water, where the lull of waves promises deep sleep. For dinner, local eateries ply their trade with fresh seafood. The day's catch transformed into fragrant hot pots, clams steamed with lemongrass, and grilled shrimp served with spicy dipping sauces. There's always a bowl of piping hot pho to be found, especially on nights when the coastal wind carries a chill. Throughout the trip, a keen traveler's eye is on the costs. Vietnam is renowned for affordability, especially when moving at the pace of a scooter. Scooter rental for a journey like this generally runs between $8 to $12 per day, with fuel costs adding just a few dollars more. Most meals, whether street food or sit-down affairs, cost less than $3 apiece. Guest houses range from $10 to $25 a night, depending on your taste for either community or tranquility. It's a journey that feels luxurious, yet remains accessible for many. Safety, of course, is always at the top of the mind. Roads between Saigon and Mui Ne are generally well-paved but can surprise you with potholes or unexpected sandy stretches near the coast. Riding during daylight hours is highly recommended, as visibility drops quickly after sunset. A sturdy helmet is non-negotiable, and a reflective vest is wise for those moments when clouds roll in and dim the landscape. Rest stops aren't just opportunities for coffee or snacks. They're essential for stretching, hydrating, and absorbing the little lessons each leg of the journey teaches. And perhaps above all, a flexible outlook is key. Vietnamese traffic can be unpredictable, yet it's buoyed by a surprising sense of flow, a choreography of horn beeps and quick hand signals that soon starts to make sense. In the end, the most valuable currency in this trip is openness, to the land, to its people, and to its unpredictable moments. Locals, with their easy smiles and genuine curiosity, are often happy to share tips, directions, or even a roadside meal. There's a sense of camaraderie among fellow travelers, but also a deep connection to Vietnam's everyday rhythms. Looking back at the path from Saigon's feverish energy to Mui Ne's whispering sands, the miles collapse into memories, the rush of wind against your face, the taste of strong coffee, the first glimpse of dunes at sunset. The journey is about more than physical distance. It's about discovery, freedom, and the kind of joy that lingers long after the scooter's engine falls silent. So, would you venture onto the roads of Vietnam by motorbike? Where does your dream route lead? From city lights to sleepy hamlets, mountain passes to coastal stretches? Share your imaginings and your stories. Because sometimes the best part of any trip is the next one you start to dream about.